Hey guys, UX here, and the goal of this video is providing you guys with a template script to run boss on Hypixel that already has a bunch of the syntax fillery type of code included. For those who are just coming across this video and haven't seen or haven't heard of my 11 episode Mineflayer tutorial series, if you want to start making bots for any server Minecraft or even single player Minecraft, check those out. I'll include a link to the playlist in the description. For those who just want the code and are going to leave, I strongly recommend that you actually watch the video. But if you really just want the code because you've already watched the video and you've lost the code, go ahead down the description. Right under the playlist link, I will include a GitHub link where you can find this entire prototype V folder here. I will not be including the account.json. That's the one thing you have to set up is account.json, okay? There's that, and then there's some settings that are like optional to change. Account.json, I've already shown how to set up in all my tutorial videos. It's on my GitHub in at least 2 different places. I'm not showing you guys how to set it up. If you really want to, you can figure out how to set it up. I'm done answering this question. It's the most commonly asked question, and I do not care to answer it a billionth time again, okay? Join the Discord. Someone else will answer it for you. Once again, Discord will also be down in the description in case you want to join our wonderful community, where we do just about everything you can see on this channel. More particularly like coding stuff, though. Anyways, let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys it working a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna show you guys how it works and some of the features that you can change. To show you guys it working, I'm gonna open up my terminal, and to run it, this uses node.js. So we're running using Node. If you don't know how to set up Node, go look at the tutorial series. Everything here is doable with knowledge from the tutorial series. So if you're just wanting to gather knowledge, and you don't mind spending, 2, 3, 4 hours learning everything you need to know from Mineflayer, then I guess you can sort of watch this video and hope you understand it. But this is more like assuming you already know all your JavaScript stuff. Anyways, we're going to skip all that. We're going to run it. So we're going to run node, and then the name of the script, bot.mjs, run. And here you see it's going to log into the server, and you're going to see a bunch of stuff. Now, the main feature here is this is the entire chat log that the bot sees. When the bot's in game, if you log on Hypixel right now, you're probably going to see a lot about this stuff, minus some stuff. So I'm going to stop the bot for a second here. And I want to note a few different things. 1, tells you when it logs on to Hypixel. 2, tells you when it spawns in. 3, it logs all the chat that you would see normally in game, with full color, with bold, with literally exactly how you would see it in game. Except the colors might be slightly off depending on your terminal, but that's depending on your terminal, not the script itself. It also has this wonderful feature where it knows where it is, okay? This bot, if it's on Hypixel, now, once again, if you're on different servers, you might not have access to this. You might have to tweak some things. But specific for Hypixel, right now, the bot knows it's in duels, lobby 3, and the ID for that lobby is dynamic lobby ID. You might also notice there's a bunch of this shenanigans at the end. Shenanigans is a term that my stream chat uses because they think it's worthless. I really like it though. And what it is it's the click events. There's 2 types of events that are associated with chat messages. Click events and hover events. Click events is what happens when you click on it. This is usually a command. So if you actually go in game and you click on one of these join messages from when a player joins your lobby, you're actually just running the command /view profile with their UUID. And that just opens up their like GUI interface, whatever. And so, yeah, that's very useful for that. There's a lot of other things you can see here. /rewards is what happens, and /act rewards. So a bunch of commands people don't know about. Also commands like /join advertise game, I think it is. Which is when you see like in chat where it'll say like, a quick game is starting in 30 seconds. Join now. That's a joint advertised game command. Bunch of commands that you wouldn't normally see that a lot of people don't know about. And there's also hover events, which is what happens when you hover over it. Now, these clutter the console like crazy when I turn them on. I'm going to show you guys how to turn it on, but I'm not going to show you what it does. You can download the script and test it out if you want. On your own time. I don't really care to show you that. Let's go into how it works. So, before we go into how it works, let's talk about the file structure for a moment here. The file structure has 3 levels. We've got the base level, which has the bot.mjs script, and it also has some Node.js syntax stuff, essentially. We've got these 2 folders. secrets and utils. Secrets is stuff that you should not show on live stream, okay? This is your account information. I thankfully have managed to not leak it. If you're not live streaming or you're not showing someone else this and you're not sharing your code, if you're just like sort of working on your own little project, you don't want to have to care too much about this. You just have to fill this out, okay? This account.json, I can't stress this enough. If you don't fill out the information in this, your bot won't work because it doesn't have an account to log in with. This is where you provide the email and the password for your account. Next up, we've got utils. These are just extra little utility functions that could be in the main code, but for the sake of modularizing it so it's not as cluttered, because you can see the main script is already fairly large, we separated it. This wouldn't be a thing if it weren't for Chief Chippy in my Discord. Also for Alex. So shout out to Alex and Chief Chippy for telling me to fix my code constantly. And yeah, I'll talk about these when we actually talk about them in the main script. Let's go back to the main script. We start by importing a bunch of stuff that you just need. We don't use any fancy stuff like Pathfinder in this, but you can add that if you actually want to use that. And then we set up our interface. So that's just for taking input, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Simple global bot arguments, because yes, this script can run multiple bots at once. If you've seen my episode, I think it's 5, which is the 6th episode, but it's called episode 5 of my Mineflayer tutorial series where I run multiple bots at once. This can do that. So here we've got the IP of the server you want to connect to, which in this case is just going to be Hypixel. Fun fact, you can put anything you want here. Instead of MC, you can put like the schmil.hypixel and that would still work. And then the version you want to connect with. And then we have a bot class. That is where all the magic happens. But we're going to shrink some of this for now. And we're going to move to the stuff afterwards. This is where the settings and stuff comes in. Here we are just reading in our accounts from account.json. And here we have some containers. And here we have some settings and some default settings. Here's how this works, okay? You have bots, bot names, and masking, okay? Bot and bot names are really just so that it knows what each bot is doing if you're running multiple bots at once. Masking is for people like me, like streaming only code, and you don't want to leak the IGN of your account in case a staff member walks into your stream and you don't want your account getting insta-banned. So it masks the name. And so if I'm in-game and I talk in chat, you'll see it changes my name. So if I do CLS here and we rerun the bot, I'm going to go ahead and type in chat. So I'm going to say hello world. And you can see here in chat, instead of saying my IGN, and I'm just going to end this before someone in game says my IGN. Instead of saying my actual IGN, it says 0x_bot_001. And that is customly configured. You can set that up here just by changing this string if you want. Now let's move on to these settings, okay? There are 4 settings. First one, show click events. Those were the commands in green that you saw after each message. Show hover events. This would show the thing that shows up when you hover over a message in chat. So if you log on Hypixel right now, hover over a message in chat, if something pops up, that's hover events. Next up, we got show name, which is for showing your account name. And then show mask, which is for if you do show your name, should there be a mask to hide your real name, which I always keep on. On from that, we've got let current task equals null. This is because we have a task system that you can configure that's already sort of set up, so it's very easy to tinker with. But by default, it's null because by default, your bot has no goal, really. It's just sort of logging on and sitting in the lobby. And we've got a default lobby, which for my bots is the duels lobby. You can change this to any lobby on Hypixel that has a command for it. So /lobby duels brings you to duels. There's Bed Wars, Sky Wars, Classic for the classic lobby, Arcade, Mega Walls. Basically any lobby you can think of that has a /lobby command for it. And then we create the bot. Now let's go to where the magic happens. The bot class. We've got a constructor. And this is a whole bunch of stuff. First off, we set up some basic bot related things. And we set up the bot location. So this is where the bot is able to keep track of what server it's on, the game type, the lobby name, and the map. These are all very specifically named because they're the same name as they are returned by Hypixel. So these are specifically named server, game type, lobby name, and map because this is what Hypixel gives us. Now, it gives us this because we do some lock raw shenanigans, but these are just so that people already familiar with the Hypixel system can easily understand what this does. But if you don't know, then just don't really worry about this, I suppose. You can just tinker with it by playing around with it in-game, but don't actually change any of this code. Unless you plan on removing all of it for some reason, because you don't care where the bot is, I don't know. We initialize the bot, which calls the init function, and then we also import some external functions, which are from utils. Now let's actually go look at those util functions. Get chat is very simple. You give it a raw Minecraft JSON message, which is a giant object that represents every in-game message that you see. And it splits it up into the click events, the hover events. It checks for recursion nonsense and returns them. We've also got get location, which just attempts to yoink location out of /lock raw data gets returned to the bot. Which, if you have no clue what I just said, then don't touch that code. Yeah, just don't touch it. If you understand what I said, it's not for you to touch. Just know that it works, and it's pretty good, I think, because not too many people in stream chat were complaining. So that means it's pretty good, I think. Moving on from that, we've got our init bot. This initializes the bot, which actually creates the bot instance. Not to be confused with the MC bot, which is just like creating the bot in our code. This actually creates the bot in game, or it like starts like the bot logs into the server essentially. And then we also run init events, and this dot listen to user input. Now I gotta say, this listen to user input, this code is not made by me. It's partially made by me. I made this part of the code. This part of the code was made by a wonderful member of my community who is incredible when it comes to JavaScript. He goes by Chief Chippy. You might see him under like the name Chief Chippy 2 or something, or just Chief in my Discord. If you're using this code and you want to know more about this, feel free to ask him. If he tells you to fuck off because you're being annoying to too many people asking him, then stop asking him. And if you see other people asking the same thing, tell him to stop as well, because I want to make him angry. I am extremely thankful that he's in my community and he helps out with my JavaScript streams. And honestly, just say thanks to Chief if you ever see him, if he uses code. And this essentially does, you can type in chat. I'll show you guys this near the end of the video. You can type in chat and give the bot little commands. We'll look at that in a minute. Before that, we've got a logger. This is what logs the stuff to our console, from the chat to our console. And we've got a mask, which is what masks our IGN to make it so if someone just types your IGN in chat, it sort of masks it a little bit so that our IGN isn't shown. I stream, I don't want to leak my IGNs. Next up, we've got any events. This is where the magic happens, okay? This is where all the magic happens. We've got all of our Mineflayer events here. First off, on login, very simple. If you've seen my tutorial series, then I know what this does. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm not going to explain it here. Bot.end is when the bot logs out. It tries to reconnect. After 5 seconds, of course. Here we've got when the bot logs in. And here you can see our first example of our tasks. Okay? This is very important. Tasks is how we... Tasks are like a general goal that the bot will have, and it's how we know what the bot is currently trying to do. So if we give it a certain task that we coded to do something, then it'll keep trying to do that thing until we change the task. I'll show you guys how to set and trigger tasks in a moment, but for now, just know that I've got a template here where you add the name of a task and you add some code associated with it. I've already used this in a few streams. So like I think I did like 2 or 3 streams in a row where we made a karma farming bot that would farm karma for in-game. If you don't know what karma is, you probably haven't played Hypixel. But if you played Hypixel and you've ever said GG in chat after a game, you know what karma is. This farms karma for you. And not this bot particularly, but we made a bot like that. And we used tasks to do it. So I just replaced the task with task example just to this is where you want to set up your tasks. It's not the only place where you want to set stuff up, but that's one of the places. Next up, we got bot.onMessage. This is every single time it receives a message in chat, this triggers with the JSON message object. First thing first, avoid Hypixel cancer. Whenever you log on Hypixel, Hypixel sends some cancer in the chat that as a regular player, you don't really see. But as a bot, it is a whole lot of cancer. It gets rid of that. Small optimization here, but it is helpful. We've also got some ANSI text. This is a... Oh my god, when I say this is the holy grail of Mineflayer features, this truly is the holy grail of Mineflayer features. It is just absolutely incredible. This is this is like when you're a teenage male and you find out about porn for the first time. It is unironically the best thing in the world. It handles all of the color coding for your console, but for you. You need to understand, I spent over 5 streams and like over 20 cumulative hours coding my own version of this for it to not work. I was so close. I was like 95% there. And then someone told me about this and it's like one line and it does everything. So, holy grail. But yeah. And then we also grabbed the raw text just because there's some stuff we want to do later on with some raw text. Like right here, where this is an anti-slowdown. So some of our bots, particularly when we were making the Karma bot, we were typing in chat a little too fast. And so it's telling us to slow down. Specifically, it would send us the message, whoa there, slow down. So we added a thing because when it does this, sometimes it would send us to lobby, or not lobby, limbo. Close enough, five-letter word, starts with an L. And we want to go back to what we were doing, which is normally in a lobby. In this case, we go back to our default lobby if we have nothing else. But here, once again, this is an override. If you want to add an override, depending on your current task. So if your current task is something related to playing, I don't know, an arcade game, then you would add an override here where if current task, or if case is, and then arcade game, then do something instead of going to your lobby. Next up here, we check for location using from the raw text JSON. We check to see if it's a lock raw return. And then here, we've got our more stuff. This is very similar to this, but this is just an anti-limbo. As you can see here. So we update location. If it's in limbo, then do some stuff. Next up, if it is raw JSON we're being returned, which is from LockRaw, don't show that. Show our own custom modified, stringified version of that. That looks better. Here we've got show messages to chat. Here we are grabbing the events. And then here we check, just in case, if you're in limbo, then maybe we want to / lobby duels. Now, this is a very hacky fix. Ideally, you would want to do something like default lobby. But this was just for testing, I think, at the time, and I kind of left it in. Because if you want to know how to add like random little stuff like this, it's free to, you can do that. We've also got click and hover events, which we then grab. And then we print up the chat if you have those settings turned on. And if there's an error, then there's a bit of an error handler. Now, I want to show you guys the tasks a little more specifically here. Somewhere, where were the tasks? Task. Where's task? I think these were the tasks. No, that's anti-limbo. Where's the actual tasks? Here, these are the actual tasks. Beautiful. So, I'm gonna, wait, where is, I'm looking for, where's the Chief Chippy code? Chief Chippy code isn't in here, I don't think. Is it? Where's Chief Chippy code? Oh no. I'm throwing this video right now. RL? Here, Chief Chippy code. My bad. It's up here. So here's where you do your tasks and custom commands. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit and then start the bot. And I'm gonna bring this down. So here we have a command So if you type in the exact string get location, instead of sending it to chat, it'll show you the current location. So if I do get location, it didn't get it. This happens sometimes. It's because the bot lagged when it started up. There are some hacky fixes for this, but we haven't really found any. Let's try that again, and we'll know if they actually work because, yeah, see, current location there. So now we do get location, and it'll just say our location again. And if we do /lobby skywars, we can now get location. And you can add slashes. You can make this any custom string you want. And then you can get the current task, which will just say the current task you're on. End task, which means end your current task. Send your bot to limbo. If you type slash limbo, it'll type this special character in chat, which automatically sends you limbo on Hypixel. Fun fact. And if it's not a custom command, it just sends that message to chat. Anyways, I'm going to repeat what I said at the start of the video. So code can be found in GitHub link down in the description, but you have to set up the secrets. Under the secrets folder, you have to set up account.json yourself. Second thing, if you want tutorials for anything that I showed in this video, essentially all of this has already been discussed, and I've made a tutorial on it for people who are extreme beginners of both Mineflayer and JavaScript in my tutorial series. I'll link a playlist of that also in the description. And third, if you want help with any of this, you can join our Discord down in the description. If you really want help with Mineflayer stuff specifically, you can join the Prism.js Discord, which is also doubles as a Mineflayer help Discord. But I'm not going to include a link to that because if you really want help from there, then you can find it on your own. I don't want to just, like, if this video has a lot of people watching it, I don't want to flood that Discord with a bunch of new players. I want people to sort of think about it on their own because I've already noticed that help channels there are already flooded with a lot of people who are asking what are essentially like FAQ questions, like really not dumb questions, but very basic stuff that's already been answered everywhere. And so I don't want to send too many people there. Join my Discord if you want to ask what some might consider a dumb question. But if you're really enjoying Mineflayer and you're really getting far and you're stuck on more complex tasks, then my Discord is probably not the best place to get an answer. Then you should join the Mineflayer Discord, join the Mineflayer community, become an active member. Check out the GitHub and everything. I'm also down in the description going to include a link to the Mineflayer GitHub so that you can check out everything that's offered on Mineflayer and check out their README. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.